Look at the fucking power lines going ape shit, man. Jesus. Guess what we're going to talk about today? Hold on. Let my riding buddy come up next to me and you can guess. Let's see if everyone can guess what I'm going to talk about. And then we're going to go down to 79, take a left. And then he's up there past Hickman. When I get to Hickman, I'll probably slow down because I'm going to start looking. Yes, we are going to talk about Mr. Squiddies. That is, let's see. How do I know Nick? I've known him since he was a little kid. He's a local business owner. My cousin used to be married to his mother. I don't know what that makes me, but actually nothing since they're divorced. But I've just known him since he was a kid. He's a good kid, got a good heart. Does not like to wear a helmet. Claustrophobic. I understand. I mean, there are some times when I've got my helmet on when I can't stand it. It makes me not want to ride anymore because I either get hot where it makes me, I actually make myself motion sick and I get a little vertigo. I don't know if you guys can hear me because it is so freaking windy out, man. I can barely hear myself talking. Let me see if I can close some vents up. Maybe that'll help. But then I'm going to get freaking hot. There. Vents are closed. Let's see. We live in a state, there is a bunch of states, I haven't looked it up. There's probably 20 inside of the United States where helmets, you don't have to wear a helmet. There is no helmet law. I really don't believe in it. I think you should have to wear some form of head protection. I've went down a couple times. One time, if I did not have my helmet on, I would have died. I went down at 70 miles an hour and my head bounced off the pavement 4 different times. There were 4 huge little cobweb marks on the back of my helmet where my helmet was bouncing off the ground. Also, my uncle died going 40 miles an hour on a motorcycle. I think he was going between 35 and 40 miles an hour and did not have a helmet on and went into a telephone pole. He had a rider on the back and I don't know, he probably hit some gravel and threw the weight balance of it off and he went into a pole. Nobody really knows what happened, but that's why I would insist on wearing a helmet. That and when I was in Japan, I mean, it's the law. It's the law. I mean, you have to wear a helmet. Most places around the world, you have to wear a helmet. I don't know if there's a helmet law in Canada, but I think I've seen guys in Canadian videos with no helmets on. I'm not sure. I think it's silly. Do I sit there and rack on a guy because he's got no helmet? No. I mean, it's his life, and I even have a saying that I say all the time. If you've got a $5 head, go buy a $5 helmet. And if you think you don't need a helmet, then you don't. Pretty much speaks for itself. If you're intelligent enough to understand what that means, hats off to you. I get it. I'll say it again. If you think you don't need a helmet, then you don't. There you go. I love how I laugh at myself all the time. I'm the only one that thinks I'm fucking funny. Have I ever rode a motorcycle without a helmet? Yes. I used to ride my dirt bike when I was a kid. No helmet at all. I crashed that thing daily. But I did technical trails and I really wasn't going really fast. Did I mess myself up? Yeah, I hit a tree with my face. Ever since then, I've usually worn a helmet. Now, there are times I drove my daughter. I only had one helmet with me, and I had to pick up my daughter, and I gave her my helmet, and I put some sunglasses on and rode her to the other side of town. So, yeah, I mean, I do it sometimes, but if I'm actually out going for a ride specific, I've got all my gear on. If I'm using it for work, I've got all my gear. Hell, I'm usually 98% of the times. There are a few exceptions, like picking up my daughter. I do believe I took it down to the bike shop 15 minutes down the road from my house one time, about 2 years ago with no helmet on, year and a half ago. So yeah, there are times when I do go a little splitty. Still had a jacket on. I had a riding jacket on, but no helmet. How silly is that? At least, if you're gonna not wear any gear at all, I would say the only piece, put a helmet on. If my uncle would have had a helmet on, he'd be alive right now. And I love that guy. Like, he loved drag racing bikes, and I wish he was here. I miss him, and I know my dad misses him. It was my dad's only brother. My dad has a problem with me to this day. My dad raised me on motorcycles. Raised me on motorcycles. I was 3 years old, sitting on the gas tank of his Honda CB650 with my hands on the handlebars right here, pretending I'm steering. He had a helmet on me back then. I've seen pictures. I've got pictures of me on that bike as a little kid with the gold metal flake helmet with the big bubble face shield on it. But he raised me on motorcycles. After his brother died, he has been on me ever since about riding motorcycles. I don't understand why. I tell him I'm all geared up, and I try not to ride like an idiot. Insert funny clip of me going fast. Windy! Wear at least a helmet out there, guys, please. I mean, I think either 13 or Notorious Bunny had a picture of a guy's foot that either had flip-flops on or some really non-protective shoes, and he got drug under a bike and it looked like a fucking Skeletor. It was gross, man. You really don't want that to happen to you. What is this dude doing in front of me? I mean, he is all over the road. But just wear your gear, guys. It's crazy. I would hate for my, I love that guy behind me. I love old Nicky. And I would hate to see him go down. And, right now we're probably 15 minutes away from any ambulance that's going to get called. I might not even have cell service right here. It's freaking horrible in this part of the state. I need to be looking for this guy's garage, and I can't remember where it is. Nope, that's not it. Funny thing about it is, you know, we just went and talked to a guy about working on his bike. Funny thing about it, talking about the helmet. Look what's strapped to his sissy bar, man. A helmet. It says skid lid on it. I noticed it when we were sitting there. I was like, man, put it on. He's like, oh, I like it. It's an open-faced one, too. I mean, there's no claustrophobia there, I don't think. Well, maybe there is. I have no idea. But, hey, to each his own. I could just scream about it. Doesn't mean you have to listen to me. But I would say, wear your gear, man. Just for the slide, not for the ride. Because when it does happen, and it will, I mean, you ride them, you wreck them, man. It happens. You'll be thankful if you had a helmet, good set of gloves, and foot protection, man. Oh, and road rash is no joke. If you guys are familiar with my going to get bread from Uncle Ted video, Uncle Ted owns that hill right there. That's where we go and shoot our rifles and our handguns. Nice car. Yes. Is that a Dart? I couldn't tell. Oh, dead. Raccoon.